What's up, everyone? This is the Pop.1 podcast. I'm your host, Alexander Valito, and this is episode 4. In Yu-Gi-Oh!, we all get into this game for different reasons. Some of us, we want to satisfy a competitive itch that only this game really can do for us. Others want to play very casual, have a social atmosphere of this game, and play week in and week out at locals. There are those who want to become YouTubers, or as this stratosphere is called, Yugi-tubers. And then there are some who have visions and goals that are bigger than just the game. Whether you're a casual or a competitive player, no doubt on the Facebook group Zodiac Duelist you've seen, welcome to Team Inspire, Steven Trifonowski, Aditya Sharp, and other big-name players. And you might be wondering to yourself, what is Team Inspire? Who is Team Inspire? Why is this team that just started 6 months ago now developing a roster that's so big that is starting to rival the likes of other big-name teams such as JNC and Luxury Gaming? Today we have a very special guest. We have the owner of Team Inspire. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming Mr. Trey Porter.
Hey, what's good with it, boss? Thank y'all for having me on the Pop.1 podcast. Definitely a pleasure to be here.
Hey, man, we're excited. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me, man. I know you are a very busy man with a very busy schedule. Let's just get started, dude. Who are you? What do you do? Why Yu-Gi-Oh?
I started Yu-Gi-Oh! like everybody else probably when they were a kid. They bought their grandma, their dad, mom bought them cards and stuff at Walmart. And then definitely got out of it really growing up over time. And then back in 2019, I actually seen Team Sam's videos and it made me really want to play the game competitively. And me and my friends would just start playing. Then we're like, what's these links? This is definitely not what we're used to. And just watching Yugi-tubers videos really get you into the game and let you learn really quick how to play.
Yeah, was Sam the main one you watched? I remember back then in 2019.
Yeah, definitely. Him and Nim Nim. I watched Nim Nim's where he opened all the packs and just basically whatever he got he used.
Yeah, the from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were really cool series. I remember watching that. It was kind of like the heyday of Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember other big names like Doug and Simo before the progression and everything. That was really, really cool times in Yu-Gi-Oh! And you live in Arkansas, right?
Yeah, I live in Arkansas, and here I actually have no one to play with, talk to, or anything really about Yu-Gi-Oh! I just basically do everything myself.
Really? So you have no local scene or anything?
No, my closest local is an hour, and then the other one's an hour and a half, so 2 hours away.
That's crazy. So you mean you actually travel just hours to all these different events? Because I met you at Mendenhall, which you've told me was 3.5 hours from where you live?
Yeah, it's 3 hours and 34 minutes.
That's crazy. So you literally just drive to all these different events.
Yeah, have to. It's the only time I get to play.
So what started that? Because I haven't met you since this year, quite frankly. When did you start traveling for all these crazy competitive events?
See, when I first started, I actually started in September of 2019. Went to my first locals, did really good. Went to an OTS championship and it was actually really fun. And then went to YCS Fort Worth, which I actually went 6-3 with. It was my first ever YCS. It was not even I started in September. That was October. So a month into the game. I played Heroes. I played Heroes all the way up to about April of 2020. I got my first invite within 3 months of playing the game. And then just got a couple more invites.
It's crazy that you said the Heroes. So does that mean you're a GX fan?
Oh, it was definitely it's definitely my favorite card and my favorite anime. Part of the series.
So Gaiden.
Definitely.
When I quit the game, I played this game way back when. I quit the game right when Dad came out and Secros came out, so I was pretty big during the Fusion format. I get whatever you want to call it, when Glads was kind of one of the best decks. And I actually played a hero OTK deck. I would make Elemental Hero Rainbow Neos and Evil Hero Malicious Edge, and I was able to put AK on the board. It was such a cool time. So when I got back into the game, I started to play Heroes too, but I don't know about you, man. I'm not a combo player. I hate playing combo.
See, here's the thing about Heroes. Heroes is definitely you had to be big brain sometimes, and then sometimes it just played itself depending on the matchup.
Yeah, you just have so many options. You open your hand, you're just like, holy man, this is just crazy.
There's a lot of combo lines on the deck.
Yeah, for sure. So you've kind of like jumped onto the scene. You've built like this insane roster of a team. Why don't you tell us like what is Team Inspire?
It's funny how it really started. Like, I actually started a clothing brand first, and it
Mhm.
just didn't do so well. It wasn't my niche. Like, it definitely wasn't like what I love to do. Like, what I love to do is Yu-Gi-Oh. So I was like, I'll just make a team and make it like a brand in itself. Like, I'll just like get a bunch of my friends, like who aren't like the best players, but maybe like them putting a jersey on would inspire them to be better. Like, go to events and actually top and like it actually worked a little bit. I had 2 or 3 friends who never had invites and got their invites the first regional they ever wore the jersey. Like, it actually pushed people to play better than they've ever have.
It's funny you say that. When every time I put on my jersey, like it definitely playing for Pop.1, it definitely motivates me to play better. Yeah, I know that you said that you have like some players that aren't the most well known, but I gotta tell you, I'm looking at some of these rosters, some of these names. Like I said at the beginning, Adichia, Steven, and other big names. I think your team has some crazy
Oh,
players.
oh yeah, most definitely now. Like, to begin with, it was just local players that I picked up that I've just like grown like friendships with over time of playing Yu-Gi-Oh since 2019. Like, some are like my brothers now. It's kind of crazy. Like, I talk to them more than I talk to my own family.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like adding like ADs, Steven, Tommy, Isaiah, like all those guys, they really pushed the team to go to like a bigger height. Like, me and myself, like, I don't have time to play as much, and then like over the past like 3 weeks, I was able to like actually go like really good at the regional.
Yeah, you and me, we were just at the regional in Mendenhall, Mississippi, and we were both at the top tables pretty much the entire day. And I
Yeah,
was looking,
I
I
didn't
was
leave.
like, man,
I didn't leave top tables the entire event.
yeah, you're playing Flaunderies.
Yeah, sadly, Flaunderies bricked me, and I got drolled 8 times in between what 2 matches.
I'll tell you what, I was thinking to myself the whole time. I was like, man, I really don't want to play against that deck. I really hope I don't see Trey.
I 2-0'd every game that I won. I actually 2-0'd every person. Like,
Yeah, I sat literally right next to you. I think like 3 of those games, and I was watching. I was like, man, this dude's cooking.
yeah, I played through anti-spell, double imperm. I played through a draw and a nib in one game with Valor because I had Apex Avion on the field, and I went nib and I went Apex. He went Effect Valor, and I still played around it because I just said Dreaming Town and passed.
Yeah, you're making some people mad. I bet.
Most definitely. I just tried not to like think about losing. All I thought about was winning. That's all I did the entire day.
Would you say starting this team has made you yourself like a better player?
Oh, 1000%. Like, the way I look at the game now, and actually like learned how to like hold the cards. Basically, don't like activate your card so quick. You got to like learn
Right.
the game. You have to learn the meta. You have to learn when the choke points are of every deck.
It's crazy you say that because like what I talk about like with a lot of people whenever I talk theory of this game, I say that to truly be good at this game, like there's a reason why people whenever they take like a long break and they come back to the game they don't do well. It's because they don't know what every single deck in the meta does, and it's really crazy that to me that to be really good at this game, you not only have to know your deck inside out, you really have to know your opponent's deck inside out. You can't be caught off guard or surprised by anything that your opponent's doing.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm at work and I'm literally like watching videos and writing notes down, like basically reading up on spreadsheets and stuff how to play decks, just so like for not so I could play them, just so I know how to play against them. I mean, it's definitely the best way to like be really good in this game.
At 100% have to agree with you there. So, you have a lot of players on your team. What's kind of like the layout of the players' team? Because I've noticed it. Does this have anything to do with anything? Like I've noticed that your players have different jerseys. Like some players have like pink jerseys, some players have like a shirt jersey, some players have like the button ups. Is there like a theme to that? Kind of like the Slifer red, Obelisk blue, Ra yellow, or is that just like personal preference?
Actually, would be really nice, wouldn't it? I should actually incorporate
Yeah,
that.
give you an idea.
No, more of we added Dahlia to the team, and we wanted to make her feel comfortable, so we got everyone got pink jerseys, and and then Johnny, and then with like I want a pink jersey. So that's basically how it all started. And I was just good with the black and red, and then
Yeah. My
esports
personal favorite.
ones. I like the
My personal
esports.
favorite is the button up, the black one. That was my personal favorite.
Oh yeah, I love the button up ones as well. They're just so expensive. That's why I kind of switched more towards the esport ones. They're like $35 compared to like $90. It's so much cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. So like all your players, do you like have a group chat for everyone, or are you all constantly like theory
Yeah,
testing?
yeah, definitely. We try to test as much as we possibly can. And of course, some players live like up New York, Philadelphia. Some live in Texas, so it's kind of like nobody can really go play with each other in person. But we do as best as we can to play like Ironmans, testing sessions. It's been really nice lately with like Triff. He's definitely been pushing a lot of the like younger players that we have on the team.
Yeah. Yeah, how I was hearing that you were doing a couple Ironmans. Is that something you want to talk about a little?
Yeah, the Ironmans have actually been really nice. It's been really helpful in like networking as well with like DB Grinder hitting us up to post the videos. JNC really like interested with like Yompy. Shout out to Yompy, super dope guy.
Mhm.
Basically, just want to set it up and basically make testing sessions for both our teams. Like even if some players aren't on our teams, like they can join in as well, and it's just fun. Sometimes we play for money, sometimes we don't. I mean, either way, it's all for fun.
You know, it's funny you say that. Like, what I personally done to help me grow as a player, personally, is I've started doing money matches, and I can personally attest that money matches are integral to helping you grow as a player because no one wants to lose their money, so you're gonna have to play perfect. You can't make any mistakes. Yeah. Do you like do that with just other teams, or do your players like do that within the team too?
We're actually going to start doing that within the team. Like they had a conversation last night on the on Jid's Twitch channel. They were like, "Who's the best player in Inspire?" I'm like, "Man, we're gonna have to run a tournament." We're definitely, I could like right now. You have to kind of say AD because he's number one in world points. Shout out to AD. He's been fucking
Yeah.
killing it.
You don't think it's like placing of where your YCS has because Triff he's got a top 4, so wouldn't that like as far as
I
accolades go
mean,
make
yeah,
him number one?
Triff's insane as well. Like Triff's mind, like I mean, it's just insane. I've never like sat there and deck build with somebody and like
Yeah.
experienced like what he was talking about. Like the way he comes from the game, he'll look through every single spell card in the entire game, or he'll look through every fire card, every whatever card, and like it's insane. He has very dedication to the game, and I love it.
Yeah, is he a lot like how his personality or his persona is on the YouTube?
1,000.
That's awesome to hear. So he's authentic.
He's very authentic. Like when I met him at Indy, and then
Yeah.
like after Indy is when we picked him up. So we started talking a lot more. And then when we met at Richmond, it was just like instant, bro. Like it was like I've known him for a year or two, like or forever. Like it was sick.
Speaking of Richmond, I know you Adit. Am I saying his name right? I feel so terrible if I'm like mispronouncing Aditya,
I'm
right?
gonna say AD.
AD. Okay, I'll just say AD from now on. He had a top 8 match against Pac, and that was a very very intense game.
It was very intense. Shout out to Pac. I mean, like
Yeah.
I know there was a little incident in game one, but like after learning about what Pac's hand was, it actually didn't matter. So I mean, misplays happen. I mean, I was very disappointed in the community after all that when I seen that on Twitter. Like we had to reach out to Pac quick. Like
Yeah.
there was no. It's just bad. I don't like how the community acts towards people like that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a difference. Like you look at the previous YCS, the YCS in Indianapolis, and in the top feature match against your other player, Triff. It's like, hey, you're taking way too long to play. Versus what Pac did, it's like, hey, he just made a very like he forgot about it. Like, who hasn't made a misplay before?
I mean, it's kind of like easy to like mistake it. You see a clip on the field, Turpin can special. I mean,
Yeah.
also there was certain things he didn't know he could do. Like after the feature match, Jib or somebody said something to him that he could do, and he's like, I didn't know I could do that. He's like very surprised. So, I mean, like he just picked the deck up. I mean, people are going to make misplays.
Yeah, this is the most complicated game out of all the card games. If you can play this game at a hell, even like a level like you and me, where we're able to top regionals pretty consistently. It's like if you could play at this level, you could play any other card game at a super high competitive level. It feels like because this game is truly more complicated than any other.
It's like what Preston said. Like this weekend, like I really am thinking about doing the One Piece, but like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, running one team is already difficult. Keeping up with like 15 people, like grown ass people, it's kind of it's a job.
It's a job, man. It's a job, and we're blessed because we have players like Devin, who was the team captain for us, and he's kind of like taking charge of the One Piece thing. So Preston is blessed to have him, so that way he doesn't have to fully commit to it. He has someone else that can take a lot of the load off of it for him. Do you have anyone on the team that's like that?
I mean, most definitely. My three other partners, Colby, Jordan, and Johnny, like most definitely, those are my guys. Would definitely feel comfortable with any of them running any part of another team if we did one. I think we'd probably do Pokemon next, just because I do have like a couple players that are very interested in that.
Shadow
And
Campa.
yeah, I was gonna say Campa. He's like halfway to his world points, and he's really been wanting me to do it. Just I think the funds at the moment would definitely need to get up there before we did Pokemon.
Are you comfortable talking about like how your team is making the funds?
I mean, it's just basically prizings. Our players basically they don't have to worry about cards. We give them
Yeah.
cards whenever we need them. If we don't have them, we'll go buy them for them. That's the whole point of like if they turn in their stuff, like we'll get it for you. Like you're doing what you need to do, and we'll do what we need to do for you.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Going back to YCS Richmond, I remember seeing on Facebook like a lot of like pics at the after party.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, was that fun or what? That looked like a lot of fun.
Bro, shout out to Ron Fletcher. We met at YCS Indy and literally just became like homies. Like that's my dude. Shout out for real. And he was like, "Come to the party." I'm like, "Let's go." Get over there and talk with him and Jeff York from Luxury. Shout out Luxury. It was insane. Like
How many people were at that party?
I mean, it was like really small when we first got there. Then like towards like about an hour to the end, 30 minutes to the end, like it blew up. It was like 50, 60 people in that mug.
It's crazy. Where did y'all like get drunk and whatnot?
I don't drink, so I'm over here babysitting like a couple.
Really?
Yeah. Mr. Sean Pittman, shout out. You know what you did.
Can't say it here. Not PG.
Not gonna bust him out like that. Definitely had to take care of the homies a little bit.
Oh, we've all had nights like that, dude. We've all had nights. Was Richmond cool, like in general? I know when people think of like Virginia, they think kind of like more country things like that.
Oh, dude, Virginia was insane. Like our Airbnb was a movie every night. Like we had
Really?
Fetty, we had like Dennis Fetty, like over there, Triff, Luke Sacco. I mean, we had everybody.
Luke's an insane player, by the way.
I love his mentality, bro. People like say stuff about him like they don't like his mentality. I love his mentality. He's got that Conor McGregor thing. Like, you know who I am? I fucking love it.
I gotta agree with you there. Like everyone, I feel like all these competitors, you look at all these different like big names in the game, and everyone kind of like different like tempers and whatnot. Like you got Triff, who's very like brash and like I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna like kick you to the ground, I'm the best. And then you got someone who like Jesse Connor's like, yeah, I'm really really good at this game, I'm probably gonna win, but let's still play optimally. And if it doesn't go optimally, it is what it is. And you got like just so many different temperaments of all these like just insane players in the game. It's just so cool to see.
Most definitely. And he almost all these players that like have that like arrogance, but like they back it up. Like
you have to.
they have the confidence, and that's what you need in a player. Like you need to walk into every event and be like, "I'm winning this." Like, why else would you be there if you're not coming to win it?
I couldn't agree more. It's it's crazy too because to get to that point, you have to get those, quite frankly, those tops before you can really walk in there and say, "Hey, I am that guy. I'm going to prove to you I'm that guy. And if you doubt I'm that guy, I'm going to make you regret it." But before you can even do that, you have to get the tops to begin with.
Most definitely. That's why, like, I told everybody on my team, I'm like, I want to see every single one of you on this war point race.
Yeah.
And
What's your goals personally as a player?
Personally, as a player, I mean, top as many as events I can, prove myself, and show that we're going to be one of the top 5 teams in the game.
I think you're definitely on the way there because let's think of like you said, like the world points, all the players that are on there. You have what, 2 or 3 now?
I think I have 3. I have Isaiah, Trip, and AD. I'm trying to think. I don't think anyone else's name was on there.
Yeah, you're right. It is 3. I'm looking at it right now. Um, Isn't the world points like kind of crazy though? It's crazy. Like for example, at the regional that we went to yesterday or Saturday, I should say, I got 6 points for 10th place. But if you get 32nd place at a YCS, what do you get, like 32 points or something crazy
Yeah,
like that?
you get a
It's
lot of
it's
points.
just it's so crazy how many points you get at these YCS events. It's like if your only way to make the world playoffs is the regionals, you have to be traveling America just like every single weekend, and that's just crazy.
Dude, I love it. Like personally, like it's all I want to do as a job. Like going to events makes me so happy to see everyone.
Sure.
Like I love it. Like I would definitely rather go and see my Yu-Gi-Oh friends than go to work. Like every
What do
weekend.
you What do you do for work?
At the moment, I just sell cell phones. I'm debating on
Dude,
like
me
I'm
too.
only doing it. I'm only doing it right now because like I can get off any day I possibly want. Because like I'm not gonna be like say I'm like a really like the best salesman, but like it's easy for me. I guess I could say like I started and I'm already number 5 in the company. Like and I just started 2-3 months ago, and I did it two
Isn't
months,
cell
and I did it 2 months in a
isn't,
row.
isn't cell phones like just a crazy like industry in general? Because like I've done cell phones for 10 years now, and the fact that I work for an industry where I can literally travel, every other month, it feels like, to go to these events, and I get paid time off to do it. Like the
PTO,
cell phone industry is crazy.
like literally, I started the right before Nats, took off a week, still sold 60 phones, and then went back and like I've never worked a full month and I still get like top 5 in the company every month. And there's like 1,000 to 2,000 employees, I guess. Like I've
Yeah.
never like actually tried because like car sales is definitely where you want to be at. Like probably not now, but during COVID, it was amazing. Like I made 120 grand my first year.
Mhm. I think like the difference, if you're a salesperson like us, you look at car sales, it's like, hey, I can make all this money, but my quality of life sucks. And then
Oh
you
no,
look at
I had nothing. Like I didn't go to a
yeah,
single Yu-Gi-Oh event.
yeah. Whereas cell phones, it's like, hey, I'm making less money, but you're really not making bad money. You're making great money still. But hey, your quality of life is insane. Like you're living the dream.
Yeah, most definitely. Like as soon as like my YouTube and my Twitch, like I'm personally probably gonna start my own personal YouTube. Like
Hmm.
that's like usually when I first started the YouTube, it was personally for me. But then when I started the team, it developed into the team. So like just piggyback off of it and boost myself and like the podcast thing like y'all do. Like I
Yeah.
really want to get a big podcast. I want to bring like professional like players in to like have a sit down. Like over Discord is awesome. But like I think it would be insane to like actually fly people in or
Hmm.
like if they're close, drive them in, give them gas and just like
Yeah,
do interviews.
that's definitely the long term goal here as well, for sure. But like you said, like you live in Arkansas, it's kind of hard to get you to fly out here to New Orleans or Gulfport, whatever you want to call it, and have a sit down interview. It's hard, but it's not impossible to one day get to that point.
Oh no, it's never impossible, bro. And I'm always down for the networking. So it's like there's a lot of things I've done for networking. Like,
Yeah, definitely one of the best parts of this game is getting to travel all the time. It's why I'm still playing, to be honest with you. When I first got into this game, it was, hey, I just want something fun to do. I'm looking for some purpose in life, and then it's just evolved into, hey, dude, I went to Los Angeles, I went to Las Vegas, I went to Raleigh, North Carolina. Like, what? We're talking about going to Costa Rica next year,
dude,
and
that's
we're
what
doing
I'm
it.
saying. It's like
Yeah,
insane. I never traveled like this before I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
and you just get to like literally see the world. Like, I get asked all the time, "Hey, dude, you're going on another trip? You're going to California? You're going to this place? You're going to that place?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Playing a card game."
Yeah, like I have a lot of people that'll ask me about it. Some people are interested. Some people are like, "Huh? You play a card game?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Isn't that cool that people are like just confused about that?
And I think it's even more crazier when people learn that you can make more than them just selling
Yeah.
cards in this like
Yes.
playing a card game.
My boss asked me. I sold I had a couple like winnings for some tournaments and whatnot. Very recently, I won half a case from a case tournament, and I pulled easily like $300 to $400. And dude, I made $400 in one weekend. Like, who else could do that with their hobby?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of things in this world that you can make money off of, and in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's unlimited ways to make money.
For sure. When you travel, how do you do it? So, like for example, for us, what we do, we get there like Thursday. We try to get there like Thursday morning. We explore the city. We have some fun. Go in, do a little testing, get our deck list together, get it submitted. Friday we go submit the event, see the city some more, and then do whatever we do to prepare for the next day's event, and then we just play for the weekend. But we spend like 2 days, exploring the city, doing cool stuff. What do you do when you go on these trips?
Sadly, no, like we really don't go exploring. Like Richmond was the first time we actually like got there at a decent time, went exploring a little bit, went and had some fun. All the other times it's been like play Yu-Gi-Oh, sleep. This time we
Really?
were like, no, we just like went and had fun.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had fun this time around.
I don't think we went to bed till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I was actually falling asleep like round two. I'm like, I'm done. Like I can't. Like I stayed up way too late. We had to take like melatonin to pass out.
That's why you need the VIP.
I had VIP at Indy and it was amazing.
Yeah, no, I saw you there. I played one of the dudes in the VIP area. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I was like, "What's up, dude?" That dude unfortunately destroyed me, but um, yeah, definitely on these trips, especially when you go to these cool places. Were you in LA or Vegas?
Yeah, I was in LA. I didn't go to Vegas, but LA was amazing. That was the 250th. That was actually my first YCS back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the first YCS back, and I actually wasn't playing the game much around then. I still almost made day two. I lost the last round to Cash. It was kind of
That
crazy.
cash everywhere that day. But like we went to the Santa Monica Pier. You did all the touristy stuff. I saw the Hollywood sign. It was just
That
it
was
was cool just to say, hey, we did it.
I mean, yeah, we went to Universal and went and watched like John Wick and stuff. It was kind of nice.
Nice, very nice. Do you
Shiny.
do you have any plans for traveling next year? Like
Um,
event like I know Costa Rica's one, but are you going to that or are you waiting to see what else comes out?
I'm definitely waiting to see what else comes out. I don't have my passport. Like, I really don't like going out of the country as much.
Right.
Definitely gonna wait. My players will definitely be there. I know AD and Triff are supposed to be going to Italy in next month, and then we also have I think Prodigy Games is throwing a charity event in Fort Lauderdale. I think it is on December
Yeah.
16th. It's a charity event, hot dog eating contest, bunch of stuff. Debating on going there or not.
I saw that. That's what Hani and Patrick Hoban.
It's Chris and Patrick.
Chris and Patrick.
It's
Okay.
Planet. Yeah, because hopefully we can get something thrown, like a charity event thrown next year.
For sure, dude. Like we're talking so much about like all these different things that we could do and kind of going back to Team Inspire. I know a lot of our viewers, like I said, they definitely have heard of you by now. They definitely heard of your team, definitely heard of your players. What's kind of like your vision for the team?
I just want my players to have the best time. Like I want them to like go home, even if they lose, they'd be like, I had the best time. Like the team is awesome. Like I just want everyone to have a great time, love playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and just never really want to leave. Like you want to create a atmosphere. Like if you like run a business, you want your employees to love the job.
Mhm. You want them to be able to come in every day, and kind of like as a manager myself, sometimes we got to have these hard conversations. Is there like any expectations you have for these players? Are there different requirements you have?
I mean, at the moment, not really. Like, I trust all my players that they're going to perform. Um, Obviously, I think every player has like a 6-month agreement, and I don't really want to let anyone go. Like it's pretty hard to think I would let someone go. I'm pretty attached to everyone.
Yeah. That's this game in general. Like these people really become your brothers, and it's so cool how we get to just meet a whole bunch of people that we would never be friends with. Like look at this right here. Like you're a dude from Arkansas, I'm a dude from Slidell, and like we're legit having a full conversation. It's so cool.
The amount of people I could tell you that I've met over the past couple of years, or even in my lifetime, it would blow your mind. And I still remember probably everyone's name. I remember their face. I remember starting the game at I went to my first regional at Mendenhall, and I remember seeing the same guy at Houston like 3 years later. I'm like, hey, I met you at Houston. It was the first regional actually back from COVID. I was like, hey, bro, I remember you. I met you at Mendenhall in 2019. Like, and I said his name and everything. He was like, whoa. I remember you.
Remember that.
Yeah, I don't. Where my grandmother was like the same way. She could sit there and talk to a stranger in a Walmart like grocery store line for like an hour without even knowing their name. Like I'm the same way.
Just like extrovert and whatnot.
Yeah, like personally, like I could talk to anyone in this world. Like I trust and love everyone until they give me a reason not to.
For sure, for sure. Hopefully, no one, hopefully none of that happens. And with this game, like everyone kind of knows each other. Like just about everyone kind of knows each other. You kind of know like who each person is before you even really get to know them.
Yeah, a lot of people come up to me at events now. It's kind of weird because like coming from someone who like was I guess like a nobody to like growing a business and a team up and like pro players coming up to me and saying what's up. Like it feels amazing.
Have you been starstruck by anyone coming up to you yet?
Not really starstruck. I don't know. There's only one person I've ever like fanboyed over, and that, like I said, like Team Sam, because like he's the one who got me into the game. Like I came up to him in LA and like told him that, and he was like very appreciative of it. Signed a card, and then I seen him at Indy, sat there and talked with him and stuff about Supreme Pro sleeves and stuff. And it's definitely weird whenever like the people you've watched over this like years become like an actual like acquaintance.
It's definitely weird. Like I know for us, Team APS, Trell, he was at the regional, and I've spoken to this man a few times before. And I remember when I first got in the game, a lot like yourself, one of the main channels I watched was Team APS, and it's like, dude, this is a dude I used to watch, and now I'm like having a full blown conversation with him. This is like,
yeah, that's weird. He's at my level. I've met them all before I even started like actually playing competitively. Like Paul and them used to come to the Shreveport locals, and same with Trail. And then I was friends with like Calvin, Dolo, all the guys from Team APS before they left, and or just went different ways. But everyone over there is really nice.
yeah, that's all. It's just so like it's crazy to me. Like I know I'm like giggling about this so much, but it's just crazy to me. Like the social aspect that this game offers, just it's just crazy.
It's definitely crazy to see someone like on your cell phone, like watching them on YouTube, and then like later on the day you meet them, and it's like whoa, it's like meeting LeBron James in some aspects.
That's an interesting way to put it. That's because really, like meeting Jesse Cotton, like I dread the day I see my name on a YCS and I see my opponent, I see Jesse Cotton, I'm like, oh my god, this is about to be.
That's freaking hilarious. The way I met Jesse Cotton was actually like when I first started playing the game. I texted him on Facebook asking him if he had a card.
Did he respond?
Yeah, he was like, "Man, I'm sorry, I didn't bring any of my stuff." I'm like, "Dang."
That's what's awesome. That's what's awesome. It's like these big name players. You can just message them like a normal person, and they will just respond to you like a normal person. It's so cool.
Oh, most definitely. Like Triff, like having him text me randomly like every day is kind of like it's kind of cool. Like one of my best friends, Carrie, like shout out to Carrie. He's like that's his favorite player is Triff. Like he's been watching Triff's channel forever because he played pendulums like since like forever. So he's been playing. Really big fan of Triff.
And we have a player that's a huge fanboy of Triff at YCS Vegas. Never forget, we're playing against I forgot who it was, but Triff actually comes over and he's like, "Hey man, I know you can clap up their behinds." He's talking to our opponent. And he's like, "No offense to you," and then Jordan's like, "Hey, no offense. Just sign this card for me later." And then Jordan, they did end up beating us, and then Jordan went over to him and I got his autograph and picture, and that was such a cool moment.
Dang, that's not as bad as Pac. Actually, in top four, the guy that beat Pac asked for a picture before. From what I heard, it was before the match, but then like from what we've seen, it looked like it was after the match he asked to take a picture with them.
Did he take the picture?
Yeah, he took the picture.
Okay.
I personally, I probably wouldn't have took the picture. Like, I probably would have been like, I mean, top 4 as long as I get my prize card. Like, I guess I'm fine. But like, there's no way I'd take the picture. I'd be pissed off.
Once you're at that level, you're at a pack level, a cotton level, all those big name players. Like your expectation going to that is to get first place, and you work day in and day out to get that first place, and to just have it lose in top 4, it's got to be disheartening. And
dude,
props to him for taking that picture.
Dude, very. And like when AD lost a pack, like it's such a hard thing when you see like one of your favorite players playing against your team member, like or your player. Like it's like, dude, like I used to root for Pack to win every YCS, and now like my player is playing against him. I'm like, fuck.
What do you think was different about this YCS? Because
dude, I played against like 8 different decks.
Yeah, that's what's crazy to me. Like this format is just wild. I took notes in Indy, and out of 9 rounds, the only deck I saw more than once was Vanadium.
See, for me, it was Pearly, and then like at the regional this past weekend, I played 3 Pearly.
Really?
Yeah,
I played 3 Unchained this weekend.
I wish I would 2-0 them.
I mean, I beat 2 of them. I lost to Trevor, unfortunately.
Trevor is the GOAT of the
dude. Trevor's such a good dude. Trevor Comer, by the way, he's a player for Goo Gaming, in case anyone didn't know that. And the dude's like so nonchalant. I feel like he's not known enough. This dude, after he joined Goo, has topped probably like 6 YCSs, 5 or 6 YCSs. It's insane.
Like we were at Philly, like me and him were sitting there talking right before the round 1 goes up, and then we look at our match slips, and it's us. I had to play, and then literally like a week before, I played him at Mendenhall round 1.
Have you beat him yet?
No, like, but also, I was playing Math Mech, and he was playing Cash, like, and also I bricked like heavily.
The dude just has a custom hand at all times. It's awesome. He's so chill though. He's very nonchalant. I've messaged him personally many times. He's friends with some of our people, and it's so appreciative that like people of that caliber, like I can message, hey, what do you think about this list? What do you think about this tech card? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And he actually responds and he gives you like his reasoning. It's just like I love when players are like that,
Dude, and most definitely, if any player is like second guessing on buying coaching sessions, buy them. I'm telling you, if you want to be a better player, hit up Hani, hit up Chris, hit up Pack, hit up any player, Nesh. Like we did an hour session with Nesh, or it was really like 2 to 3 hours. Like he went overboard and like taught the whole team. Like, and every player like progressed from that.
It's interesting you mentioned coaching. I know of I'm not gonna say any names. Like I know of one player around here who before got coaching from Hani specifically, was almost considered like the buy, he wasn't the greatest player. And then a couple coaching sessions from Hani, and he becomes like an insane player now. Like he's topping regionals, he's doing great day 2 and YCSs, things of that nature. And he will tell you he accredits the coaching sessions from Hani.
100%. Like people don't understand how much of a genius these players are, and like if you follow the steps that they follow, like Pack, he tests 4 hours every day. I mean, 4 hours every day, like all that knowledge just going into your brain every day for 4 hours straight is like really beneficial, and it will definitely help you top a YCS or top a regional. 100%.
Absolutely. That's actually what I did for this last regional. I tested 4 hours every day, like for a week and a half straight.
See, I didn't test that much, but like I've watched videos, watched spreadsheets, read up on every deck. So I was prepared. Like I started off undefeated, and then like after my first loss, like it just kind of hit me. Like I'm a really competitive person when it comes to like Yu-Gi-Oh. So I took my first loss because I'm like I'm winning this regional. Like, and if I would have just kept the same mentality like after my first loss, like round 6, I would have been like definitely like in a better spot. I just let myself get in my head.
Yeah, I can tell you're definitely competitive. Like I was watching you play, and I was like, man, this is kind of intense. I can't wait to play this man one day.
I put my hood on. I was listening to music. Like every round that I did my little, I guess my ritual, like basically my routine, like put the hood on, put some music on, and then just get like vibing. And that little thing I did about Richmond that I took out of someone's book is pray. I prayed every freaking round. I was like, except the round, like after I lost, I just stopped praying. I stopped listening to music. Like, if you have a routine, follow it because it helps you boost yourself a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because tournament fatigue is real.
I didn't feel it at all.
Really?
Not really. Even though I didn't get much sleep, I didn't feel it. Like I was pumped all the way until round 6, 7.
And that's when you lost it.
Yeah, I lost it.
Again, tournament fatigue.
I lost it. Like it was a winnable game. I just I let some misplays go through when they shouldn't have. I mean, I just basically like I gave up. It's the whole thing of like don't give up. I mean, you got to learn how to like maintain your emotions in the game. I mean,
these are real things that, especially like if you're a player playing this game, you're trying to get better. One of the things you really got to do is like self-reflect and like think, hey, what are my weak areas as a player? For me personally, I would get tilted, like really tilted when I lose. So I really had to like dig deep and figure out how to not get tilted. And once I did that, I would lose and I would stop losing again after that. Be like, okay, you know what? I lost because of XYZ. It happens. Or I made this misplay. Let me just learn from it and move on from there. But really like figuring out why you don't perform to your absolute peak, whether that's being tilted or tournament fatigue or whatever the case may be, and just kind of like improving from there.
Yeah, you work on all of your negatives, and I guarantee you will see success.
So, with coaching, is Team Inspire going to be offering coaching soon?
We're actually trying to work with Hani and Chris and kind of like get them something to do in the Discord. And basically, they can like do coaching and stuff through our Discord. Like they can get people to buy coaching sessions and stuff like that. Possibly you could get like AD, like if somebody wants to learn like Unchained, or we could do Triff if they want to learn Vanadium.
Yeah, no, for
There's
sure.
definitely some things we could do.
Is that kind of like going for 2024? Like, what are your goals for 2024?
Goals for 2024, I want to see all my players top. I want to see my players at the top of YCSs. I know I'm going to see one of them at Worlds. Like, I feel it.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't rock that jersey, though.
I know, but hey, they're going to be rocking a jersey that's going to come home, so it doesn't matter.
That's right.
I believe.
How tight would that be? The Worlds like jersey shirt with the Team Inspired button-up jersey over it.
Oh, dude. I'd frame it.
I bet you would.
Like I'm actually gonna every time one of my players tops, I'm gonna get a poster made for them, like basically them holding their mat, and I'll put it behind me.
Really? So are you doing that with AD?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it with AD. I'm gonna do it with everybody. I have the pictures like on my phone from Richmond. I gotta get it printed out.
Yeah. You were talking to me earlier about other things you had going on, talking to like charity events. With Team Inspire, what are your plans for, do you have plans for like generating tournaments, generating DB tournaments, whatever the case may be?
Most definitely. Like actually, luxury is a really big help. Like been talking to Jeff a lot. Gonna get a little bit more information on how to run tournaments, the best way to get players in. I mean, just want to make it an overall best experience possible for the players.
And your YouTube is now at 1.16 thousand subscribers. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah, I started it, and technically, I didn't even really post a video until May. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty nice. I mean, we had 2 little shot ups. I had a video get like 30 to 40,000 views, and then adding Triff really pushed it up.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you like stay motivated with that? I know with us specifically, we have a bunch of videos. They'll get 100 or less views, and then we'll get a video every now and then that'll get 4,000 views. How do you stay motivated knowing that not every video is going to get where you want to be?
I mean, to stay motivated is like I want this to be my full-time job. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I want to do this every day. Like I legit don't want to do anything else. Like nothing else makes me happy. Like going to work doesn't make me happy. Like I don't see how it could. Like, but going to events make me like amazingly happy to go to an event. Like you should love your job.
I couldn't agree more. Do you have a roadmap to get into that point?
Yeah, it's get the YouTube going, get the podcast going, sell merch, make my sponsors as much money as I possibly can. So in the long run, they have no problem helping you out, like get bigger. Whenever you like help your sponsors out, I mean you're helping yourself. I
Right.
mean like your sponsors help you, like so you should definitely help your sponsors back. I mean, we push Dueling Guard as much as we possibly can. Those are some of the nicest guys I've ever met in my entire life, and I want to help them get to the top, like completely.
Yeah, hopefully some sponsorships, you get some big ones, you get some good ones. Um is it more than just YouTube though? You also like doing Twitch, Spotify? Because with your podcasts, when's that coming out?
I'm shooting for like March, April because I'm gonna turn my entire garage into it. Like I'm gonna get some vents put in there, close up one of the garage doors, basically get it to like it's a man cave, and just really go full fledged into it. If I think I think it could be successful. Like I'm a people's person. I got 2 or 3 people that I know I can bring on there, and it'll blow up. Um, and I have the connections to bring players on, so I think it'll really do good.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely have the connections. You definitely like a lot of people that can help you get that. I think doing a podcast would be huge for you. So you work a full-time job. You're married, right? And have a kid?
Yeah, I have one on the way too. So
Yeah. Congratulations. How far along?
it'll be due in April. So it's actually due in my birthday month.
Dude. So wait, we both work in cell phones and we're both April babies. That's funny.
When's your birthday?
April 26th.
April 7th. Even though my baby's due date, I think it's like April 26th. That's kind of weird.
Is it really? That's funny. Not really, not really. I'm just messing. What? So, real question though, like, how do you juggle it all? Being a father, being a husband, being a full-time worker, and traveling, all the time. How are you juggling it? How sustainable? Like, how much
It's
longer can you go with this?
I mean, I'm gonna keep pushing it. It's hard. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely hard work. Like people think like I'm not working, like I'm lazy, but like doing all the things that I personally have to do is wear and tear on like my mental state. But like trust me, you'll never see me not happy or not smiling. So I'll
Are you gonna
be
take a break at all?
my friends want me to, but I think if I take a break, I'm gonna lose the hype, and I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna lose the hype. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna I'm gonna get this to where it's sustainable to like not have to have a job.
I know what a lot of like bigger YouTubers do. They'll like he's seen specifically is one that comes to mind. I know he's recorded videos and published them at like different days throughout the week whenever he like travels to Weiss's or something like that. Um, you think you could do something like that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I did that this week. I took Sunday off completely. Stayed up. I
Mhm.
got home at midnight from the regional. I edited and made every single video from the Houston regional and the Mendenhall regional, and I had them all scheduled. Like it was like 13, 14 videos I had to get done. I didn't go to bed till like 4 or 5 in the morning, so
You sleep.
yeah, I slept all day Sunday. Like I don't think I like. I woke up at like 1 o'clock. I told my wife, I was like, "Dang, you didn't wake me up."
He let you sleep. That's so sweet.
For real, I never get to sleep in, so it's like crazy. Like I don't think I've had like 5 to 6 hours of sleep at any day that I've like actually worked.
It's like rare to get that, and it's fun. Like you said that you barely got any sleep Saturday. You just slept in Sunday, dude. My experience was the same. Like after that regional, I know we did a couple deck profiles and whatnot. I got home probably 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I looked in the mirror and I could barely keep my eyes open. I don't think I legit was still in jeans in my jersey, and I just like laid in bed and went to sleep, and I slept till 10:30, 11 o'clock.
I fell asleep with my hoodie on.
It was just so intense. And then what was funny was I woke up, I watched the Saints play terribly, and then I was like, man, forget this. I'm going back to sleep. I slept for another 4 hours after we lost.
See, so I'm glad I'm not that much into sports right now. I'm more in just only into watching Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like this is my sport, and also, hey, that is another like thing I'm really wanting to work towards. Is definitely like a Yu-Gi-Oh like competitive league, as in like you know how like esports does it. They have like teams travel to events basically, and then like the teams play against each other.
That's what luxury used to be, right? They used to
Yeah.
host like those cash tournaments. And Pop.1, for those that don't know, we actually have what's called the Pop.1 1K. It's $1,000 cash tournament. The things like that, people show up for that, and people love those cash tournaments. It's insane how
Oh,
many people
most
do that.
definitely. And like I really want to make it like an actual playoff league, like to where there's like set teams of however many players. We'll probably do like a roster of like 10 players each team. Like you have to have 10 players, and like well, it'll either be DB matches or in-person matches, and we can do it like where it's a playoff league. So at the end of the season, if however many players topped, and that all those points add up for the team itself, so that team actually makes the playoffs, and then they compete like let's say like a top 32 like match, like all of them, and like the winner actually wins a trophy in a like a NBA championship type ring. Like we'll just go to Jostens and get them a ring.
Yeah, we did like the wrestling belt.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that was really sick. It was Team Pandemonium Brett, who's actually one of the owners for Pandemonium. He played Inferno at the last 1K and just cooked everybody all day long.
Hey, Infernoble is a deck, and I am
It's
debating on
nuts.
picking it up.
I just, again, I'm not a combo player. I'm just not a combo
I
player.
I am I play everything. I played everything from trap decks to mid range decks to combo decks, and personally, I like them all.
Yeah,
I think
I like mid range combo a
every
lot.
single one of them. Like I personally like my least favorite is obviously control.
Oh yeah,
I think it's terrible.
I think I think if you're only a control player, you're holding yourself back as a player. I was my big break into this game, I guess you could say, was Ultrageist and then Eldritch. But then when I made the change to like mid-range combo decks, Tier Limits was probably the most hyper combo deck I've played, and then going to catch Tierra, Vanquish Soul,
Shout out to the
uh,
Pearly.
yeah, the Pearly too. But again, they're all like mid-range combo decks. They're not like hyper combo doing that nonstop. They're very mid-rangey, and those are my favorite type of decks.
Most definitely. Like I personally wouldn't say I'd want to play Vanadium or nothing like that, but 100% I want to play Infernoble. I think the deck plays through with so many hand traps, and you can still make a board under Droll. Like the only thing you have to really play around in that deck is Super Volley.
And Shifter probably.
Yeah, Shifter is a card.
Shifter is a card. You can't deny that one.
I might just
Which
have
is why you probably play Flu.
I might have to play Flu because Featherstorm is a card.
Oh my god. I'm actually now that I got my regional top, I don't know about you, but it's the holiday season, so us in the phone industry, like I'm just busy for the rest of the year. If an event is on a Saturday, there's zero chance I can make it until January. So I'm building a fun deck, which is for me going to be Flaunderies for locals in the charity tournaments and whatnot. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person playing flute for fun.
Ah, it makes you a bird lover.
Bird lover. And Flu was actually another one. I bubbled a regional 2 years ago. It was a back to back regional, one in Mendenhall on Saturday and the one in Kenner or New Orleans the next day on Sunday.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
were you there for that one?
No, but I know my friends. They went and he taught both regionals.
Who was that?
Aaron Coker.
Aaron Coker.
Top
Yes,
tier, top tier gaming.
top tier gaming. Okay. Yeah.
He's
How did
insane.
I not know that he was there Saturday?
That man is insane. He is definitely players. They're most consistent players I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely, 100%. Um, how do you approach people? You kind of came into this like new. You kind of came into this fresh this year. How did you I guess, sell yourself to a lot of these different sponsorships? Have different players that you were able to sign. How'd you go about that?
Sponsors, I basically let them know like I'm not in this for free stuff. I'm in here to also grow your brand, and my brand at the same time. So like basically, if you help me out, we'll help you out, you'll help us out. Like we want to help you first. Like we want to show you that we can make you money, put you in retail stores. Like I'm treating this like an actual legitimate business. Like most businesses, like sponsors and stuff, they want to hear that you can make them money. Like they want to
Yeah,
know what can you do for them.
absolutely. Have you? I don't want to get to like too much finances or whatnot. Have
Oh,
you been successful with
like
it so far?
we put in a couple of our like we put Dueling Guard in a couple stores already. Like we put them in
Sick,
like 5 or 6 retail stores.
sick, dude. That's very impressive, man. You should be proud of that.
Like
You-
couldn't do it without the team though. 100%.
Absolutely, they represent you very well. I feel like you go to any event at this point, everyone just recognizes the jerseys. Shoot, I remember Saturday. Like, how many players you had there? Like 7 or 8.
Yeah, like 7 or 8. Some of them were old players. Some of them were like I said, from the players like the homies. Like when I first started the team. Like whenever
Yeah,
like nobody was even that good, no one even had invites. So like pushed them. Like Cena, he didn't even have an invite. He just kept bubbling, like going 6-3 or something, like every like big regional. And then he finally went X2, and then got like 20th place at Fort Worth and got his invite. So I mean, and then he would go into the Houston regional, got his invite there. I mean, like it just takes
yeah.
a little push.
At these events, like all these players. So, like, were some of those players not players on the team, or they were just like homies you gave jerseys or whatnot to borrow?
Uh,
Or
some were just like former players, and then a couple of them were like some of the homies that were wearing just jerseys. But we
gotcha.
had, let's see, me, Owen, Andy, Colby. So I think we had 4 players there, like that was actually on the team.
Yeah, I
And then
played
we
against one of them.
had, which one?
God, I'm so bad with names. See, I'm not you. I'm not good with names. Beard guy. He was one of the bounty duelists. He's
Beard.
playing Phantom Knight horse.
Oh, Ashton.
Ashton, that's it. Yes, Ashton.
Yeah, that's the homie. Yeah, he's a former player.
Okay, so he's not on the team anymore.
No, sadly, no, he didn't. He just wanted to. He just wanted to rep.
I respect it. I respect it. There's nothing wrong with like repping. Like we got a player who I shout him out every video. He's not on the team, but like, he's still Pop.1. There's nothing wrong with that for sure.
I don't think there's any wrong with having team members and then just having actual players.
Yeah. I
It's,
could
it,
not agree more.
it's nothing but advertisement. But you just got to make sure the players that are advertising are good advertising.
Have you got any like flack from anyone in this community for what you've been doing with this? Like, has anyone like, I don't want to say like hater, but like, has there been any haters
Yeah,
or anything?
there's a couple haters. There was that M Cole 41. There's some freaking dude on Facebook, like every time I make a post or something like that, he'd be like, I'm just gonna go unsubscribe. I mean, I've met him in person before, but I don't know if he like remembers me. But like,
Yeah.
thanks for the hating. A shout out to you, homie, because your hate is gonna make us go greater. So
I gotta tell you, man, you definitely like just been growing, and that's pretty insane. So tell me, man, you got any hobbies outside of Yu-Gi-Oh?
not really anymore. I broke my ankle, so like I used to play basketball and skateboard. I
Yeah,
actually be like sponsored by in skating, and like I kind of quit.
just don't do that anymore, huh?
Yeah, being like skating was my life before Yu-Gi-Oh. I went to competitions, went to like X Games, went to big events for skating, was sponsored, and just like I kept making my body just like destroyed. So like
Yeah.
definitely had to get out of it.
What's different about Yu-Gi-Oh for you, versus like something like skating?
Dude, it's just like skating. Like learning a new trick is like learning a new deck. You watch someone play, like how I used to like learn new tricks is watch my whoever was doing the trick. I would watch their feet and literally watch it continuously and continuously and continuously until I learned how to do it. Like there wasn't probably a trick that I couldn't learn if I just sat there and watched someone do it continuously.
So, like, forgive my ignorance, but like, is Tony Hawk like just the GOAT for the skate community, or?
I mean, he's definitely like one of the old heads, like definitely a goat from
Yeah,
the 90s. I mean, Tony's actually kind of cool. I met him at X Games in Austin. He was really cool.
really.
He's actually really tall. He's tall as shit.
I mean, I believe it. Just skinny skater dude. I'm like, yeah, I can see him being pretty tall.
But definitely, like the goat is definitely like Nigel Houston and Paul Rodriguez. Like those are, yeah, those are the like I met them at X Games too, and they were really nice.
X Games. That sounds so tight.
Yeah, I actually had VIP. I went and met Mac Miller, RIP. Met Kanye. I met Travis Pastrana, Rampage Jackson, Wee Man. I mean, there's so many people I met. It was actually ridiculous. Like the one person I wanted to meet was Rob Deerdeck, and I couldn't get to him.
Did you ever listen to Mac Miller's unreleased song "Pure"?
I think so.
Yeah,
I love his like self care. Like that's my shit.
Dude, I love listening to Mac, dude. I wish he was still around. He has that real like soft, like nostalgic almost vibe to him that just makes you like reflect on life and stuff. Like just great music, great music.
I mean, he's definitely the type of person where like you check on your homies. Most definitely.
Yeah.
They might be smiling, they might be laughing. Check on them.
Check on him for sure. Absolutely. I love that message, dude. Check on the homies. In this game, you get to make a lot of homies. You get to see a lot of different things. Let me ask you, man, what's your favorite memory in this game so far?
Dude, they're so I mean, definitely my first invite. I would definitely have to say I stayed up for 28 hours and went in like it was Sky Striker Orcas format. I literally went X1-2. Like I literally if I didn't draw the last round, I was topping my first ever like first time I get an invite, I was topping. And like I did it with heroes, like in a very, very, very hard format of only playing the game for 3 months.
He did it with heroes.
Yeah, it was actually one of the biggest Mendenhall regionals ever. Like I think it was like 160 players.
What year was this?
2019. It was December of 2019.
I think I was there. What was I playing then? Was that when Sign It Minin just came out?
I mean, this was Sky Striker Orcas format, and like True Draco, Striker, and all that.
So Salamangreat and Thunder Dragon wasn't out then?
Yeah, they were still out. So this would have been October or December the 14th, I think, or December the 7th. It'd been one of those days.
I was probably there, dude. I wasn't good back then, but I was probably there.
Neither was I. I just started.
Yeah. We're just having fun. We're just vibing. We're just a couple dudes.
Definitely. Like, I will say I would definitely be way better if I didn't stop for, a year and a half during COVID. Like, I didn't play almost at all.
COVID format is such a weird time, like, in life. Did you, so you just didn't play at all during that time?
Not really. Like, I went to locals, like, once or twice every other month.
You know, ironically, I think COVID was really good for the local community. Like, I feel like that's a bad take, but I just remember during that time because there was no big events. So the only events you really had to go to was locals. And I remember like week in and week out, yeah, we had to wear our mask and everything, but there were like 15 players just playing at locals because that was all you could do.
I know when I would go, it'd be like 30 or like 30, 40 people. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's insane. Yeah.
No,
that was in Louisiana?
Yeah, it's Freeport. Shout out to Fox Gaming.
If you had to say something to someone who's looking to get into the game, what would you say?
Don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Literally. Play whatever you want to play. I mean, you can take pointers from people, but definitely just be you. Do what you want to do. Don't tell anyone you can't do it.
Absolutely. I could not agree with that more. Don't be afraid to take your just bad deck to locals or whatever the case may be and worry about what your try hard meta opponent is playing. Just this game, as much as it is competitive, is also equally for fun.
Yeah, like literally have fun. If you're not having fun, like why are you playing? Like other than like being like the best and like being the most competitive, Like, there's no point in playing the game if you're not going to have fun.
Let me get your take on this. I don't know if you saw this, but on Twitter, Jesse Cotton posted a picture with him and his teammates from Worlds, and they were posing with the trophy, and the middle player, he didn't look too happy. He's just like, hey, I'm here, whatever. And someone made a comment. He doesn't look happy. Jesse said, well, he's won Worlds before, so it's just so the novelty has worn off. How do you feel about like that kind of like mentality where it's first place or bust?
It's more of you were right there.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, like, if you're just right there, it's in your palms, and you just, like, choke right at the finish line, there's no feeling in this world that just sucks as much as that. Like,
Yeah. You're right. You're right. But to be that good to get to second, like
most
I know,
definitely,
I know exactly what you're saying. As a competitor,
I've talked
as a
with
competitor,
Fetty. I've talked to Fetty. Shout out to Dennis. So many times about this. Most players, if you ask them, they would prefer to not even make it than to lose at second place.
I can relate because I've gotten 17th at a regional. I've gotten ninth place at case tournaments, and I'd rather go X3 drop than get that 17th, ninth place. I understand that perspective.
Yeah, 1,000%, dog. Like,
It almost makes you feel like your
Isaiah
day's
got
over.
33rd at Indy, and
Oof.
then he got like 16. He's like, screw that, and he got 16th at Richmond and got top 32.
It's rough stuff, man. It's rough stuff, but it's awesome. We just to be competitive and just God, it's just there's nothing like it.
Most definitely. All I can say is to people is have fun with what you're doing, because if you're not having fun, I mean, it's not something that you want to do. You're not going to do it for long.
Absolutely. Oh man, I appreciate you coming on. You got anything you want to say before we call it a day?
I mean, other than thank you for having me, shout out to everyone from the Pop.1. I definitely can't wait to see y'all again. Everyone that's listening, hey, just stay inspired. I mean, do you like follow your dreams, man? Anything's possible. Literally anything. Just
That's
don't let
definitely
anyone tell you you can't do it, because you can.
that's definitely a
1,000%.
catchphrase you can. That's definitely a catchphrase you can go ahead and do. Stay inspired.
Hey, yo, the next T-shirt, yo.
The next T-shirt, the next brand, the next brand. Well, hey Trey, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone listening, please check out the Pop.1 podcast on Spotify, YouTube. Check out our TikToks. We're doing a lot of shorts, a lot of YouTube shorts. Check us out on all the different social medias. Join our Facebook, join our Discord. All the links are going to be on our YouTube channel, in our description and main channel. We had Trey Porter, the owner of Team Inspire TCG, on for today. Really appreciate him showing up today and joining us for this great podcast episode. With that being said, y'all have a wonderful day.